YouTube Let's Play back. We got some food with us as well, and we have a big-ass class trial to do. Chapter 4. Nekomaru Nidai, the ultimate team manager. He was more passionate, more daring, more honest than anyone I'd ever met. Truly, he was more man than any of us. He sacrificed his body to protect Akane, and his appearance changed drastically because of that. But he still tried to live earnestly. And just when I finally got used to his new form, Nekomaru's killer. A lot of people still alive on that one is one of us. 2 people alive on that one. Killing someone because it's the only way to survive is no excuse. I won't let this be excused. I won't forgive this. The person who betrayed Nekomaru, who betrayed their friends, I will never forgive them. And so, the life-threatening trial, billowing with hope and despair, has begun. Would I like to save? Of course. I already got my skills on. Let's prepare the class trial.
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial. During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it. If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened. And that person will earn the right to leave this island. I'm sure you guys are starving by now, but let's get revved up and raring to go! Whoever survives will be treated to a fancy lunch. Guess what? Rabbit curry is on the menu!
Huh? I'm not the main ingredient, right?
I'm here today because Coach Nekomaru risked his life to protect me. I'm gonna be the one who avenges him. I'll definitely find out who the killer is. I'm definitely not tempted by curry. Got it?
Akane, you seem to have an impressive amount of drool flowing from your mouth.
Hey, why don't we try going over the incident?
You ever just get some food stuck in your beard?
We weren't able to leave Strawberry House, so I want to make sure we get a detailed understanding.
I discovered Nekomaru's body a little before 7 a.m.
Yeah, Catloaf, it's called Among
I
Us.
headed over to Grape Tower for Monokuma Taichi and found the body there. Hajime and Chiaki were also with me.
Hajime was with Miss Sonia and Chiaki that early in the morning? Don't tell me you 3 were together since last night!
Imbecile! I am not some woman with flexible legs.
Of course you're not. You're much classier than that.
With legs like those, I could probably do the splits real easy.
We just happened to run into each other on the first floor of Grape House and went to the tower together.
And then, the 3 of us discovered Nekomaru's body.
The body discovery announcement was made soon after. Akane heard that and rushed over.
We heard the body discovery announcement too, from Strawberry House, obviously. As I recall, we found out the elevator was out of order, which left us stuck.
So we decided to go to the tower for the time being and headed for Strawberry Hall.
Oh, this
Someone
game?
even
No.
bumped Strawberry Hall's door button. We couldn't go anywhere because of that.
Thinking we should at least find some method to communicate, we set our sights on the lounge telephone.
Forget these boring intros. Let's talk about the killer. Anyway, it's definitely someone from Strawberry House.
What do you mean, definitely?
There's no way a chick would kill someone so cruelly. So it must be one of you Strawberry House dudes. One of you better hurry up and confess, or I'll break all of you in half!
You're the cruelest one here!
Now, enough with the lovers' quarrel. We need to think about this seriously.
Yummy pasta. Alright.
We don't have the luxury of discussing irrelevant things. The incident this time has many questions.
The incident notwithstanding, I also have many questions.
Ugh.
Then let's start with something even Miss Sonia can understand. The weapon. Well, the weapon is obvious, right?
Huh?
What the heck, you guys? The weapon! You can totally tell just by looking.
You can tell what the weapon is just by looking at it. It wouldn't be much of a mystery if that were true. The only thing at the crime scene that looked like a weapon was probably the hammer. Oh god, everything.
I guess we should figure out the weapon first.
The weapon was right there at the scene of the crime.
That pillar, huh?
No, the hammer! The killer used that hammer and beat the crap out of him.
If it was unexpected, I suppose that is possible.
That's right. It was a surprise beating. The weapon is decided.
What? Why do you want me to do this? The hammer in the tower is the weapon, but like you said, it looks like that's the case, but...
I guess we should figure out the weapon first.
The weapon was right there at the scene of the crime.
That pillar, huh?
No, the hammer! The killer used that hammer and beat the crap out of him.
If it was unexpected, I suppose that is possible.
That's right. It was a surprise beating. The weapon is decided.
But...
Guess we should figure out the weapon first.
The weapon was right there at the scene of the crime.
That pillar, huh?
No, the hammer! The killer used that hammer and beat the crap out of him.
If it was unexpected, I suppose...
That's right. It was a surprise beating.
Damn it!
Damn it!
I literally just gave you cover fire and I fucked it up. I already messed up.
Figure out the weapon first.
The weapon was right there at the scene of the crime.
That pillar, huh?
Chain, maybe?
No, the hammer! The killer used that hammer and beat the crap out of him.
What?
Damn it!
What do you want me to do?
I guess we should figure out the weapon first.
Oh god, the first one I'm already
was
struggling
right there at
with.
the scene of the crime.
That pillar, huh?
No, the hammer! The killer used that hammer and beat the crap out of him.
If it was unexpected, I suppose that is possible.
That's right. It was a surprise beating. The weapon is decided.
What?
I guess we should figure out the weapon first.
The weapon was right there at the scene of the crime.
That pillar, huh?
No, the hammer! The killer used that hammer and beat the crap out of him.
It was that simple. It was that simple. What's up, Big Danny? How are you?
No, I can't accept that that hammer was the murder weapon.
Why not? Why can't you accept it?
A lot of oil was flowing from Nekomaru's body, just like human blood, right? If the hammer was used to beat Nekomaru, you'd expect some oil to be on it at least.
Not sure how you are?
But
Interesting.
that hammer was clean. So that's why you can't accept that it's the murder weapon.
Clean looking hammer.
Yeah, but the killer might have wiped off the oil later.
Stayed up till 4 in the morning? Why?
Well, obviously, to make the hammer look like it's not the murder weapon.
Then why bother?
What's up,
pouring the
Alistray?
oil?
Great joke.
If they didn't want it to look suspicious,
As
they would've
always.
discarded the hammer.
You're pretty insightful, baby gangsta.
Baby gangster? Me?
Just so y'all know, I was trying to test you guys. I thought, maybe you guys mistook the hammer for the weapon or something.
It seems that was a waste of time.
Then what was the real weapon used to murder Nekomaru?
That's the problem. There wasn't anything else at the crime scene that looked like a potential weapon.
Then, how about we look at it from a different angle?
Thank you.
If it doesn't have oil on it, it's not the weapon. So whatever has oil on it must be the weapon, right?
Hope you're doing good, Alistray. The broken pillar.
I see. The only thing with oil on it is that broken pillar.
Then that pillar is the weapon! Coach Nekomaru got clobbered with that pillar!
Nobody could withstand a blow from that pillar. Even if you used 100% of your muscle strength, it would be impossible to wield it as a weapon.
Why?
Does he have a cross made with a fork and spoon? Wait a minute. It's no use, it's barely budging.
Yeah, that pillar was pretty freaking heavy. But there's one dude who could have lifted that pillar.
Where's the chef?
Huh? Who are you talking about?
I didn't even see a cat loaf. I don't remember. I was probably too busy yelling at y'all for making fun of me.
And then what? Did he use it to beat himself?
You mean Nekomaru killed himself?
Don't be stupid! He ain't the type to commit suicide!
Then even if Nekomaru could have lifted that pillar, that's nothing to do with the case at all.
Well, I guess you're right.
What the heck?
Does bother me a little. Where's the chef? Oh, the word suicide. The fourth murder of the kill in school life was apparently ruled a suicide. That shouldn't matter. There's no way Nekomaru would
But
commit
that's
suicide.
a problem. If it's not the pillar, then there's no other weapon we can think of.
There may be a way to use the pillar as a weapon without lifting it.
Pushing it?
Huh? For reals?
Yes, for reals.
I see.
He does have a
So my
fork and a
gut was
knife?
right after all. Alright, it's up to you, Sonia. Prove that pillar was the murder weapon.
Understood. Then I shall give it my all. Sonia, here I go!
That's a funny little addition. Wire, goodnight button, oil on the floor, tipped up pillar, broken doorknob, pillar fragments.
There's no need to lift that pillar.
If the pillar was not lifted, beating him with it is beyond a dream.
What about tipping the pillar over? They aimed right for his head and bullseye.
Even I could probably tip it over.
Considering the pillar's weight, it probably exerted a ton of force.
Sonia, you go, girl! I'm getting hella excited!
Oh god, I don't want to listen to that again. The killer murdered Nekomaru by tipping over the pillar. Is that really it?
There's no need to lift that pillar.
If the pillar was not lifted, beating him with it is beyond a dream.
What about tipping the pillar over? They aimed right for his head and bullseye.
Even I could probably tip it over.
His good night button.
Considering the pillar's weight, it probably exerted a ton of force.
Sonia, you... I'm getting hella excited!
There's no need to lift that pillar.
If the pillar was not lifted, beating him with it is beyond a dream.
What about tipping the pillar over?
Damn it!
Damn it!
There's no need to lift that pillar.
If the pillar was not lifted, beating him with it is beyond
Am I
a
just
dream.
agreeing with it with the tipped over pillar?
What about tipping the pillar over?
Nope.
Damn it!
I literally agreed with you on the tipped over
There's
pillar.
no need to lift that pillar.
Maybe it's the
Pillar
fragments.
was not lifted. Beating him with it is beyond.
What about tipping the pillar over?
There it is. Is it really wrong though?
If Nekomaru was crushed by the pillar, then there should have been fragments on top of his body.
Huh? Fragments?
The pillar fragments were scattered beneath Nekomaru's body, but there weren't any on top of his body. If the pillar had been tipped over and crushed him, the fragments should have been on top of his body instead.
Yeah.
I briefly considered that too, but it's probably not what happened.
I see. That was entirely my bad.
Idiot.
They didn't tip it over. Then how did the killer murder Nekomaru with that pillar?
How much longer are you gonna focus on the pillar? Just let it go already.
There's no way I can let it go. I'm positive that Nekomaru was killed by that pillar.
It did have some oil stains
Why are
on
you
it.
so certain about that?
I just have a feeling.
A feeling, huh? That's just your instincts.
But we can't say for sure that that instinct is wrong, can we?
Huh?
There's another way to use that pillar to kill. You guys just haven't noticed it.
Is that true?
Then I shall ask you, what way is that?
You guys, same as usual.
Are you gonna finally realize they're
Unable to
idiots?
Clear a path to the future with your own powers, so you just stand there and falter.
Oh God.
What a waste of talent. And you all intend to fight the Future Foundation? You make me laugh.
What did you say?
Regardless, it's not like I want to die with the rest of you. So I guess I should lend a hand.
Yeah, maybe they smashed his
Hey,
head.
Nagito, what the hell happened to you? How come you're not talking like a lunatic anymore?
I've learned a valuable lesson. Ignorance is by far the greatest shame.
Huh? What do you mean?
Can we kill Makoto?
Who cares? Just tell us how the pillar was used to kill.
Well, first of all, the pillar itself is not enough. But when combined with a specific item, there's a way it could be possible.
A specific item?
Of course, the ultimate weapon. Ultimate weapon?
Isn't that the thing you get when you clear the final dead room?
So, Nagito knows what the ultimate weapon is?
Of course I know. But I'm pretty sure everyone else has seen it, you know? We've seen it?
That's right. You've seen it clearly. Because I, the one who has claimed dominion over evil, am the ultimate weapon. I am he who cuts the insolent catalyst which flows out from the chaos with the sword of victory. It's only fitting that I deserve to be called the ultimate weapon.
No, you are far greater than the ultimate weapon, since you wield your 4 dark Devas of
What is happening?
I see.
I don't know why, but I'm not liking this.
Cut the bullshit and say it clearly. What is the ultimate weapon?
In order to clarify that, we first need to solve the secret of the funhouse.
Huh? The secret of the funhouse?
Do killers get special crosses?
Realize it? Jeez,
Oh yeah, she does.
You're supposed to be the symbols of hope, aren't you?
Because she murdered someone and wasn't killed.
I forgot. Except for Hajime, of course.
Except for Hajime?
If we make it out of this, I'll explain it to you guys.
Anyway, we must first clarify the secret of the funhouse, right? Then I think it must have something to do with the structure of the funhouse. Strawberry House leads to Strawberry Tower, and Grape House leads to Grape Tower. But in actuality, they are both the same building, and both houses are linked to the central tower.
Mm-hmm.
It is undeniable that such a sweet building structure is the secret of the funhouse.
Sweet.
Man, not only does that make perfect sense, but Miss Sonia's beautiful voice is just so soothing.
Oh, I accidentally skipped it. The 2 houses are connected to the tower in the middle. I thought that first too, but I ended up finding proof that completely contradicts that. Strange feeling in the tower.
In truth, Strawberry Tower and Grape Tower are actually the exact same place.
Oh!
No, that's wrong.
Get fucked!
Both of those towers, are they really the same place?
Oh.
Why are you asking that now? Do you harbor a grudge because my kingdom destroyed your homeland?
What?
Hajime, I won't tolerate any sort of rebellion.
I mean, doesn't it seem strange? When we went to Grape Tower from Grape Hall, Nekomaru's body was in front of the door to Strawberry Hall. But when we went to Strawberry Tower from Strawberry Hall, His body was in front of the door to Grape Hall.
It's probably some kind of trick, like the floor rotating 180 degrees or something.
That was an easy one.
If it is, then
Anyone could have done that first try.
That means it could have passed to the exact same place, right?
And so then what? You seriously think such a simple answer is the correct answer?
Does that mean he's wrong?
Oops, I guess I've said too much.
If the floor didn't rotate, then that means we need to think about the structure of the building again.
Bow down.
Oh, not this garbage.
Then how about this? Somebody moved Nekomaru's body.
While we were moving from Grape Tower to Strawberry Tower? But we should have all been together during that time. Even if they tried to move the body inside the tower.
Then Monokuma did it. While we were moving, Monokuma quickly moved things around.
But Nekomaru's body wasn't the only thing moved. Are you saying the broken pillar was moved too?
If it is too heavy to carry, let them roll it.
She's so stupid.
Just like if there is no bread, let them eat cake.
I get rid of that one, but
There are many different ways. The body and the pillar could have been moved. The pillar could have been rolled. And Nekomaru could have been moved piece by piece. I decree it was Monokuma's doing.
I don't know what I have to
Moving
do
the
next.
body and the pillar in such a short time. That might be hard even for Monokuma, don't you think?
It seems you have forgotten. Monokuma is surprisingly strong, wielding the power of the futuristic Robo-Bear. The pillar, the body, everything, he could have moved it all, easy as pie. It seems you have forgotten. Monokuma is surprisingly strong, wielding the power of the future, the pillar, the body, everything at the crime scene.
Fuck. God, I hate this shit because you only get so many tries and then you have to cut through it all again.
Monokuma is surprisingly strong, wielding the power of the futuristic Robo-Bear. The pillar, the body, everything at the crime.
Oil on the floor. Oil on the floor.
Moving the body and pillar is possible, but it would have been impossible to move the oil on the floor. When the position of Nekomaru's body and the pillar changed, the oil surrounding his body moved too.
Yeah, you idiot.
Physically moving all of the oil like that is simply not possible, no matter how you look at it.
Then it's impossible to think it was moved.
I am terribly sorry.
What a waste of 10
I
minutes.
cannot believe I got so fired up.
What a waste of 10
It's
minutes
all
for her.
right. A fired up Miss Sonia is awesome to watch.
Can we kill this guy yet?
So what really happened? Does that mean the two towers aren't the same building?
We can't be certain of that either. Not when the experiment involving the handbook I left on the tower floor was a complete success.
Yeah, the e-handbook was still there. That's why we thought the two towers were the same building.
If they're not the same building or two different buildings, then what are they?
No idea, huh?
This mystery ties into the secret of the funhouse, but we don't have enough clues to solve that mystery. The only thing we can do is rely on the one person who has those clues.
Hey, Nagito. I thought it would come to this. I knew my turn was coming up. Fine. I'll tell you guys a big hint that can help you solve the secret of the funhouse.
Give us the answer, not a friggin' hint.
But then it wouldn't mean anything. I need you guys to do this class trial properly. It's also important for me because it will help me determine something.
Determined? Is he talking about the traitor? If so, why did Nagito say all that all of a sudden? Did something happen to him?
How do we know your hint is any good? It's suspicious that you're the only one who knows it.
I have a good reason for that. The reason I'm the only one who knows it is because I was the only one who performed the appropriate action.
He performed the appropriate action in order to learn. The life-threatening game.
I see.
You're talking about the final dead room, right? You cleared the life-threatening game there and found something, didn't you?
That's right. The hint is what I saw after I cleared it. In the depths of the final dead room, there was a hidden room surrounded by concrete. And there, a small conspicuous window waited, all by itself. From that window, I saw some very strange scenery.
Strange scenery?
Instead of explaining it, it might be faster just to show you. At an opportune time, I found a perfect camera in the final dead room.
Oh!
Took a picture?
Yep.
Grinned creepily as he retrieved a small digital camera from his inner pocket.
This is it.
And as he said that, he showed us a peculiar picture.
Let me explain it to you again. I took this picture on the first floor of Strawberry House, from the secret room within the final dead room. But don't you think it's weird? If the Funhouse's structure is what you guys have been thinking, then there's lots of things that don't make sense in this picture, right?
Pretty. There's a few things.
Then let's begin. Shall I call it thinking time?
What doesn't make sense in this picture? Well, there's a lot of things that don't make sense.
You said this photo was taken from the hidden room inside the final dead room, right?
Yeah.
If that's the case, then that means it should have been taken from the first floor of Strawberry House.
He said that.
Yeah, it should have been.
Then this is definitely strange. This photo doesn't look like it was taken from the first floor. The angle suggests it was taken from higher up.
I see. And is that it?
No, there's definitely more. Probably the whole ass building. Oh.
Crap!
Clouds!
If the structure of the funhouse is what we thought it was, Grape House and Strawberry House should link to the tower in the middle, which means if you're viewing the tower from Strawberry House, you should see Grape House behind it. But in this photo, I don't see anything behind the tower. No shadow, no shape, no Grape House at all.
That's right. Good call. In summary, this is
What
the
up,
truth
Petrie?
contained in this photo. The first floor of Strawberry House is located in a high area, and Grape House is not behind the tower.
Hi, overslept. Hi.
Not? Are you saying that Grape House is merely an illusion spell cast by Monokuma's cursed eye?
Welcome to the fourth trial.
From this point on, do your own thinking. Now that you've finally met the same requirements as me, if you guys are truly symbols of hope, you can easily solve a simple mystery like this. It might be possible for Hajime to solve it too, even though he's just a normal high school student. Despite the fact that you don't have a real talent, you already know about the other clue.
The other clue. Is he talking about that one time? I know what he's talking about.
You're referring to when you suddenly appeared on the second floor of Grape House, right?
I'm asking you just to be safe. At the time, where do you think I came from?
The top floor, right?
Such sharp eyes. So you realized it already.
Top floor. So the third floor?
But the Monokuma archive should be the only room on the third floor of Grape House.
What does it mean?
The reason Nagito appeared from the third floor, using the photo he took, I might be able to find... Secret door. Logic dive. Oh boy, here we go. Don't worry, guys. I played a lot of Tony Hawk growing up. Bro, are you kidding me? That came out of nowhere. Do Strawberry House and Grape House both exist? They don't exist. I'm lying, they do exist. Nothing exists. Everything's a figment of our imagination. I thought it was a trick question, man. It could have been a trick question. You never know if this game. This game likes to surprise you with its tricks. It's tomfoolery, you know? Are Strawberry House and Grape House the same buildings or two different buildings? They're different buildings. No, I'm kidding. They're the same buildings. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. They're the same. They're the same. I know the answer. I'm just tricking you guys. I know the answer. It's called tricking you. It's called tomfoolery. You know what I mean? Everyone's got to have some tomfoolery in their life eventually, you know? How are Strawberry House and Grape House positioned with each other? Horizontally. No, I'm kidding. Vertically.
Hurry up
Easiest.
already, huh?
I want to.
It's all coming together.
It's all coming.
Got it. I know the secret of the funhouse.
Then let me hear it. What kind of answer will you give, I wonder?
In the picture Nagito took from
That's not
Strawberry
horizontal?
House, I didn't see Grape House at all. So where did Grape House go? There was only one possibility. It was in a position where it couldn't be seen from Strawberry House. Which means Strawberry House and Grape House are in the same building, but on different floors.
Same building, different floors?
Then the two houses aren't two different 3-story buildings. They're actually one 6-story building?
Think about it
Horizontal's
like that.
horizon.
Based on Nagito's
If you're looking at a
picture,
graph this
that's
way,
where
this
Strawberry
way is
House located.
horizontal, this way is vertical, up.
I see. On top of Grape House. That's where Strawberry House is located. Because of that, the photo taken from the first floor of Strawberry House was at a high angle.
Yup!
Together, this means the first floor of Strawberry House was also the 4th floor above Grape House.
Oh, snap. I never expected that the two houses were connected vertically.
But what about the shape of the building? The two houses were completely different shapes.
Strawberry House is 4-sided, and Grape House is 6-sided, right?
It never occurred to us that they were the same building because it was structured with two different shapes. A quadrilateral and a hexagon, overlaid atop each other to misdirect how we would perceive them. And it worked, didn't it?
Whoa!
Disregarding the tower, we fully believed the two houses were two separate, distinct buildings.
In order to conceal the unique design of the funhouse, Monokuma put us to sleep so we couldn't look at the outside of the building when he brought us to it.
You've just been Kuma'd!
Ah, we got Kuma'd.
Don't you think a building full of so many surprises totally deserves to
We got
be called
Kuma'd.
a fun house?
Then it's true? The building was really like that?
That's right! right? Those two houses exist on different floors in the same building.
You guys ever get kuma'd?
Constructing a building like that on your own without my knowledge? How horrible!
Then what about the towers? Are they arranged vertically just like the houses?
Yeah, Strawberry Tower and Grape Tower should have also been different floors inside the same building. Just like Strawberry House was on top of Grape House. Strawberry Tower was also on top of Grape Tower.
However, if they're different floors within the same building, why was Nekomaru's body in both places?
Aw, your precious hammies don't know? But it's so simple. Alrighty then. I'll be the one who solves this mystery in a flash. Please watch me, Miss Sonia.
Oh, I see. Do whatever you like.
Oh, definitely make her watch me. I'm gonna stand out till she notices me.
Me at Cat. With my stream. Yuck shrimp. Burgle shrimp.
I'm gonna solve this mystery in a flash. Hurry up, dumbass!
One of the bodies in one of the towers was actually a dummy.
You mean a fake body?
Nekomaru died with a mechanical body. It should be possible to construct a dummy from spare parts.
You're magnificent, Gundam!
No fair! You totally stole my spotlight!
So which one was the fake body?
Shut up! Just pick one of them!
Me showing my girlfriend the new roguelite I bought. Which roguelite did you show last?
I'm gonna solve this mystery in a flash. And hurry up, dumbass!
One of the bodies in one of the towers was actually a dummy.
No! I hit the tail! Good.
Nekomaru died. It should be possible.
No fair!
The tipped over pillar! What about that, you silly billies? Oh my god, oh my god.
I'm gonna solve this mystery and hurry up.
One of the bodies in one of the towers was actually a dummy.
What?
Damn it!
That makes sense. It's like, what about the tipped over pillar?
Mystery in a
And hurry up, dumbass!
One of the bodies in one of the towers
Maybe broken doorknob.
was actually a dummy.
Damn it! I'm gonna solve this mystery in a flash. And hurry up, dumbass!
One of the bodies in one of the towers was actually a dummy.
You mean a fake body?
Nekomaru died with a mechanical body. It should be possible to construct a dummy from spare parts.
You're magnificent, Gundam!
No fair! You totally stole my spotlight.
Who's the dummy?
So
Me.
which one was the fake bot?
Shut up! Just pick one of them.
I'm gonna solve this mystery in a flash. And hurry up, dumbass.
Maybe it's strange feeling in the tower again.
One of the bodies was actually a dummy.
Oh! No, that's wrong.
Nekomaru's body wasn't a dummy. That can be proven by Kazuichi's account.
Me?
Yeah, you dumbass motherfucking little
When we
bitch.
moved from
Oh,
Great
sorry.
Tower to
I
Strawberry
hate him.
Tower, we thought the body had moved. And that's when you said,
The parts that I carefully arranged when I disassembled the body all moved too. What's up, Cupboard? Welcome to the stream. Hello.
You were disassembling Nekomaru's body at Grape Tower, right? The killer couldn't have known how you'd take apart his body, so they couldn't have built a dummy.
Unless Kazuichi was the one who built the dummy, then it would be a different story.
No.
Miss Sonia, that's a pretty harsh joke.
I want him to be the murderer too, but even that.
You are joking, right?
It's alright. Kazuichi is not the killer. If
Big
he
A high
was,
look French high
he
out
wouldn't have
cried.
fixed the elevator or the button in Strawberry
Thanks to the 100 bits, Blisset.
It'd be much more convenient for the killer if it stayed broken.
I see. That is disappointing.
You died from Gundam's hamsters. They're smarter than you.
However, even if Nekomaru's body wasn't
F.
a dummy, it's meaningless if we don't have the important answer.
Rest in peace.
The reason Nekomaru's body was in both towers, even though it was supposed to be on different floors.
Maybe it was simply moved?
The body moved to a different floor?
You can't think of a device like that? A device that moves things to different floors in the same building?
What? A teleporter? Isn't it just an elevator? What's up, Sharkopath? It's going. Hope you're doing good. Am I liking this chapter? I don't watch more, but I had errands to do. This chapter is weird. I like the little change they made with the escape room, even though I sucked at it. I liked that they added that in. That was kind of a fun little thing to keep you on your toes, you know? I sucked at the escape room, but I do think it was good that they added something like that.
You must be talking about an elevator.
What? Are you saying Nekomaru's body was transported using an elevator?
Where the hell is this elevator anyway?
It's the tower itself. The inside of the tower is one big elevator. Which means the tower was designed so that the whole room goes up and down like an elevator. So whether you enter from Strawberry Hall or Grape Hall, it all leads to the same room, right?
So that's why we could only enter it from one side or the other.
Now that you mention it, sometimes when I pressed the door button, it took a while for it to open.
Yeah.
I see. We were basically waiting for the room to arrive, just like an elevator.
Please hold on. If the inside of the whole tower ascends and descends like an elevator, then why is there a picture of a strawberry on the far back door when you enter from Grape Tower? And a picture of a grape on the far back door when you enter from Strawberry Tower?
Oh.
If the room just moves up and down like an elevator, there's no reason for the doors to change.
Plus, after the incident, the far back door in Grape Tower had chains wrapped around it, right? But when we entered Strawberry Tower, those chains were gone.
There's one part of the trial that is super
Not just
bullshit.
That, but if I remember correctly,
Feels like every trial
even the
has something
doorknob
like
was
that.
broken off.
There are too many strange things. Was that tower really an elevator?
Every chapter has some bullshit
See
thing.
people and things. Make sure you focus on the good parts instead of the bad.
What did you say?
So, let's put aside what's changed and focus our attention on what hasn't.
Why do we have to do that?
It's fine. Come on. What does everything that hasn't changed have in common?
Things that didn't change when we moved between the two towers. The body, the pillar, and the oil. We've been talking about that stuff for a while now. They were all on the floor.
Is it safe to say that all the items on the floor didn't change?
And?
And?
Why did the picture on the far back door change? If you can figure that out,
I
you'll
probably
have the
won't get it
answer.
first try.
The reason is because that elevator has something unique about it.
It's an enormous circle. Only the floor moves. Only the floor moves, maybe.
I see!
Yup.
So that's it. The elevator was designed so only the floor moved.
Fourth. I'm not asking for help,
Only the floor moved?
so don't bother. If you want to play
Which
along,
means the
get your
whole
own
room
game.
wasn't an elevator, only the floor was. That's why we saw different doors in each tower. Which means on the first floor of Grape Tower, the door on the far back wall had a strawberry design. And on the fourth floor, which was Strawberry Tower, a different door on the far back wall had a grape design.
Then, where do the different floors lead?
I want to say they lead outside, but they're probably just for show.
Just for show. Why was something like that necessary?
So we'd falsely believe that the doors were connected to where their picture signified.
Yeah.
It was actually very effective. Because of that, we totally misunderstood the building's structure.
I don't get it. But I guess it means whoever designed this building had a totally twisted personality.
Did you hear that, Monami?
Don't blame this on me. Take responsibility for yourself.
Yeah.
I'll take responsibility and gently caress you.
Wait, there's no way that's gonna happen. Stop with the tasteless jokes.
New daily missions in
By the
Marvel
way,
Snap.
What does the chain on the far back door in Grape Tower mean?
It was probably wrapped there by the killer to keep us as far from Strawberry Tower as possible.
Why?
Because of that chain. You guys thought you couldn't enter there, right?
Use these parts to repair the button, but seriously, hold on. Even if we do repair the button, what's going to happen to the chain on the other side of the door? Yeah, we saw that.
The killer destroyed the Strawberry Hall button, so we'd stay away from Strawberry Tower. Everything was done to tamper with the evidence, so we wouldn't find out about the secret of the funhouse. The appearance of a body in the tower would contradict what we thought we knew about the building.
Nobody knows what they are. Just don't listen to
In
them.
that situation, if we'd gone to Strawberry Tower, we'd have seen that contradiction firsthand. And using that as a clue, we might have discovered the truth.
They're bears, so it's all right. They're not even real. Who
The
gives a
truth
fuck?
that the two houses and the two towers are actually one complete vertical building. The killer wanted to keep us from learning that. That's why they made us stay away from Strawberry Tower.
They destroyed the button and wrapped a chain around the door just for that?
Would it really have inconvenienced the killer if we learned the true structure of the building?
It would have been a major inconvenience. After all, this funhouse is strongly connected to the ultimate weapon that killed Nekomaru.
The bazooka?
Hold on. You're progressing much too quickly. there's still a contradiction concerning the building structure.
What a pain. It's fine already.
Gundam, please proceed.
I don't know why you guys are justifying this
You
guy's
said
things with
earlier
the
that
responses.
Strawberry House and Grape House are connected vertically, right? If so, how does the contact elevator supposedly transport us from one house to the other?
Now you mention, I completely forgot about that matter.
If that elevator moves vertically, then when your back is facing the elevator, both towers should be on the same side. But does this reflect reality? Inside Grape House, Grape Hall is on your right when your back is to the elevator. And inside Strawberry
I don't got time for
House,
12-year-olds.
Strawberry Hall is on your left when your back is to the elevator. Which means the houses are on exact opposite sides of the tower. Answer me, fiend! What does this mean?
What does this mean?
What does this mean? I don't fucking know. I was too busy banning an idiot. Well, guys, the bears are gonna get pregnant with each other because I'm 13 and that's funny. If the two houses are connected vertically, the position of the tower should be the same in both houses. But in fact, when my back was facing the elevator in Grape House, the tower was on my right. And when my back was facing the elevator in Strawberry House, the tower was on my left. How can I break through this contradiction? Dude, I don't fucking know. I was too busy banning a weirdo. Oh God, what is everybody's accounts? I don't know what anybody's accounts are. Apparently, Akane heard a rumbling noise at around 5:30 a.m. Apparently, Fuyuhuko saw a necromancer walking toward the first floor. Definitely not those, then. Maybe his. People like that give this community a bad rep. People like that give every community a bad rep, because every community has a bunch of weirdos that take it way too seriously and then say the most off-the-wall shit, and it's just like, what are you doing? Like, what?
The elevator should move.
Vertically, not horizontally.
However, at both houses, if the contact elevator is behind you, the towers are in opposite directions.
Which
Gotta
means
see
your
what this says.
reasoning-
It's clearly contradictory.
What's with this iron curtain of teamwork?
If the two
I think it's
houses-
Kazutaka's account. I think on the second
Not
one.
horizontally.
However, at both if the contact elevator is behind you, the towers are in opposite directions.
No, I was wrong!
Damn it!
If the two houses are connected vertically,
The elevator should move.
vertically, not horizontally.
However, at both houses, if the contact elevator is behind you, the towers are in opposite directions.
Which means your reasoning.
It's clearly contradictory.
What's with this iron curtain of teamwork?
Maybe it is Kazutaka's account.
If the two houses are connected vertically,
The elevator should move.
vertically, not horizontally.
No, that's wrong.
I almost questioned it. I was like, just fucking go with your gut. Go with your gut. It has to be Kazutaka's
The
account.
elevator wasn't just moving vertically.
Had to be it.
Isn't that right, Kazuichi?
Kazuichi?
Me?
Come on. You used the elevator while you were holding that compass Nagito gave you. Right?
Oh, that. Yeah, it was pretty strange. From start to finish, somehow the compass needle rotated 180 degrees.
Kane, for real, for real. I got big boobs.
Rotated 180 degrees?
Meaning, as the elevator moved between the two houses, it also rotated 180 degrees. It probably following the building's perimeter as it rotated to the other side. Which means the exit would be on the opposite side once you arrived at the other house, right?
Which is why it felt so smooth.
And thanks to that, the tower we saw on our right side when we arrived at Grape House
Ah!
appeared on our left side when we were at Strawberry House.
An elevator that rotates while it moves. Is that even possible? It's like something from an amusement park.
Well, a funhouse is an amusement park attraction, you know. And since the building doesn't really need to be structurally practical, it makes for some splendid fun.
That's not splendid at all! You're inhuman!
You say I'm inhuman, but I'm just a bear. So I was never human to begin with. I'm different from these lowly humans.
So we're done
You're
with
right.
the secret of the funhouse, right? Then let's start talking about the important stuff. What's the ultimate weapon that killed Nekomaru? And
My
how did you
ass!
find it with the pillar?
Huh? You still don't know what the ultimate weapon is yet? It's what I found at the Octagon, you know.
What is the Octagon? I haven't heard about that yet.
Oh my. I can't believe I have to explain that now.
Yo, tier 2 subs for Sleepy Dumper.
As long as you know what an octagon means, you can solve this simple mystery easily.
You can use it anywhere, though. What does an octagon mean? An 8-sided shape.
If I recall, an octagon is a shape with 8 sides, right?
I didn't expect you to know that. For a substitute reserve course student, you're quite knowledgeable.
You're a dick.
I guess I should continue listening. Where is the place befitting of the name Octagon? Crap!
What? I know octagon means 8. I know what octagon means. There ain't no fucking octagons on this screen. We just gotta throw right in the middle and combine everything.
Here!
You're talking about the secret room surrounded by concrete in the depths of the final dead room.
Yes, I know octagon means 8.
Why is that place the Octagon?
You know how the 4-sided strawberry house is on top of the 6-sided grape house?
Boston education.
If you
Explains why
cut a
Boston has
4-sided
Harvard.
shape out of a 6-sided one, you get 8 edges. It becomes an 8-sided shape.
That's basically the gist of it. The true identity of the Octagon is that secret room in the depths of the final dead room.
Did I go? I can't afford that.
In actuality, that place contained various weapons.
Are you insinuating only
And the
smart people
ultimate
can go to
weapon is
Harvard?
there
So if
too?
someone doesn't go to Harvard, they're stupid?
That's a little different.
So are we all
I
stupid?
learned the true identity of the ultimate weapon.
No,
at
streamer,
the
I went to Harvard. I don't even live in America, but trust me, I went to Harvard.
The true identity of the ultimate weapon is the funhouse.
Any of you go to Harvard in here?
Used the building structure as their weapon and killed Nekomaru.
Mm-hmm. Any Harvard graduates?
Like me, the killer.
You went to Harvard?
probably
La La the
realized
genius.
The secret of the funhouse from the scenery. And then thought of a way to kill, making use of the building structure.
The funhouse itself is the weapon. So they killed using the building structure?
That's why the killer tried to keep us from learning the mystery of the building. But more importantly, using the building itself as a weapon? Such a spectacular crime. It truly deserves to be called the ultimate weapon.
What does this mean? How did the killer use that to murder Nekomaru? And who was the killer who did that? That was a good question. Oh, suspended. We're not 50% of the way done. We're like 10% of the way done with this fucking shit. How can I tell I won't be pleased by this? Then let me say it right away. Monomi is seriously stufadly. That's much more straightforward than I expected. Stufadly, huh? That's not it. That's not it at all. Stupid, fat, and ugly. The perfect jet stream attack. Incorporating all three of these would be stufadly. There's a fat hidden in there.
Okay, everyone, all together now.
College is a business. Businesses need to make money. So therefore, I don't go to college. I can't afford that business. It's like Walmart.
Hello. I hope your day is well. I'm trying to force myself to be more energetic, or else my mental state won't be able to keep up.
Oh god, I feel like people are gonna be like, yo, me too, Monomi.
My heart's thumping like crazy. I might as well have a laid-back, so what attitude and go ahead with high energy. Yeehaw! Ah, but be careful that your batteries don't run out for various reasons. And just like I say each time, don't forget to save frequently.
Nah, don't worry, I'm a professional.
I never expected the funhouse itself to be the ultimate weapon. Oh well, let's just press on ahead.
Is it really alright to accept a situation so easily?
I mean, that's not what's important. The thing that's really important is the killer who used the building structure. Like, who's Nekomaru's murderer?
But is it really okay to believe the building is the weapon? Nagito said it, you know.
There's no way I'd lie at such an important moment. I don't want to die either.
What happened to the bastard who kept saying how much they didn't mind dying?
He's right. There was a time when I thought I could become a stepping stone for your hopes, but I will sincerely retract that remark.
Retract?
I'm disappointed too, you know. If this was a murder for the sake of hope, I'd happily sacrifice myself.
You say such falsehoods, per usual. There is no such thing as murder for the sake of hope. Murder is simply murder. Forcibly sacrificing others for one's own desires. Even one as diabolical as I would avoid such actions.
I see.
It's fine. Let's just leave him alone and find out who.
You hate his hair but love his style. Gundam Tanaka?
Just so you know, it's not like I'm getting hungry or anything, you know.
Akane! You were drooling waterfalls?
Nagito, as usual. I can't tell what he's thinking. I have no idea if he's
Anyway,
serious or not.
If the killer used the building structure, why don't we think about how they used it?
How they killed Nekomaru.
It might be better if we clarify the cause of death first, don't you think?
Cause of death, huh? He was horribly damaged as if he was beaten senseless with a blunt object, but if he was beaten with a blunt object, it wouldn't be a kill that utilized the building structure. So what was Nekomaru's cause of death that also caused the building structure? No.
Crap!
Gotta keep you guys on your toes. Oh god, it was so fucking easy. Oh, okay, never mind. Whoops. They've been making Skull and Bones for so long. If it's bad, that'll be pretty sad. Fallen?
I see!
That's it? I think he might have died from falling.
Died from falling?
If the funhouse's secret is that it's a structure where both towers and houses are vertically connected, then the killer made use of its height and caused Nekomaru to die from falling.
Are you saying they pushed him off? Where'd they push him off from?
That I don't know yet.
Don't just make things up when you don't know the method. Where in that building would you even be able to push someone off in the first place?
It might be possible in the tower. You could push him off the 4th floor when the elevator is on the 1st floor.
These high school students, I think
Did
so.
you forget how the elevator functions? When it's on the 1st floor, the door on the 4th floor won't open.
Saying he died from falling is truly incorrect. You should burn in the flames of hell.
But my gut is going crazy right now.
Nekomaru died from falling. Where did the killer shove Nekomaru from? If I'm gonna reach the truth behind this incident, I need to solve that mystery next. His nighty-night button!
When the elevator is on the 1st floor, you can't go through the door on the 4th floor.
It'd be impossible to shove off the victim from up there.
Then, how about this? After locking Nekomaru inside the elevator, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor and made use of the drop.
Hold on, did you forget the elevator has a sensor? As long as there's a moving object inside.
Oh, bam, 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 wham. Thank you, ma'am.
That sensor should only work if something is moving. If Nekomaru wasn't moving inside, the elevator sensor wouldn't have detected anything.
Could it be his sleep mode?
When Nekomaru's goodnight button is pressed, all of his functions shut down, and he enters sleep mode. If he's in sleep mode, the elevator sensor wouldn't have noticed him, right?
I see. So that's how...
However, even if they moved the elevator in that manner, Nekomaru would have just moved along with it. There would have been no drop for him to fall and die from. Yes?
That's what I was about to explain before Kazuichi interrupted me. Silence, pest!
Now you're calling me a pest?
A way to create the drop inside the elevator when Nekomaru is still in it. Chiaki seems to have an idea, but what way could that be? Can we just listen to her? Can we just listen to her if she has it?
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement, right?
That arrangement is... The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
How about we all shut up and listen to what Chiaki has to say?
Silence, pest!
Don't be... What if I start to enjoy it?
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
Damn it!
Crap!
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement, right?
That arrangement is... The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
How about we all shut up and listen to what Chiaki has to say?
Silence, pest!
Don't be so... What if I start to enjoy it?
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement, right?
That arrangement is... The hammer is suspicious.
I disagree.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
This feels like the part that's very stupid.
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
How about we all shut up and listen to what Chiaki has to say?
Silence!
Don't be... What if I start to enjoy it?
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement, right?
That arrangement is...
Hey, Monkey Games. This is Chapter 4 of Chapter 6 on Danganronpa.
We went over the pillar again.
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
Danganronpa 2.
How about we all shut up and listen to what Chiaki...
Silence!
Don't... What if I start to enjoy it?
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement.
What's Danganronpa? Kind of like Ace Attorney, where you have to solve some murders. But you're not actually lawyers, like in Ace Attorney.
That arrangement is... The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
How about we all shut up and listen to what Chiaki has to say?
Silence, pest!
Don't be so cold. What if I start to enjoy it?
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
Tired of playing ongoing, don't play it.
You're telling us all to think about the arrangement, right?
That arrangement is... The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
I'm gonna go with the broken doorknob.
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
Nope, I was wrong. No, shit, I got one more shot.
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement, right?
That arrangement is... The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
No, I lose. Game over. Wah 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 wah. Wah 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 wah. Wah 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 wah. Wah 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 wah. Wah 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 wah. Wah 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 wah. You suck. Goodbye. After all this, you're dead. You're dead.
This is my... We will never give up!
Well, the new looking hammer is kind of
If you arrange it a
suspicious.
certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement, right?
The arrangement of it.
That arrangement is... The hammer is suspicious.
Nope, it's not.
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling to think about the arrangement.
That arrangement... The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar?
What about the oil on the floor?
Oh, I don't know what it is. Trying to hit infinite.
If you
Well,
arrange
don't
it
make
a
the game
certain way,
unfun because you keep playing a deck you don't
you
like.
can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling us all
to think about the arrangement, right?
That arrangement is... The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor. How about we all shut up?
Silence!
Joe, what if I start to enjoy it?
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement, right?
That arrangement is... The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
Fuck.
Crap!
You're also missing Brood. I don't have Brood and my Surfer deck works well.
In the elevator.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement, right?
That arrangement is... The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
Dude, I don't know.
Crap!
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling us all to think about the
I think I'm just getting the wrong guess avatar.
That arrangement is... The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar?
What about the oil on the floor?
Crap!
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement, right?
That arrangement is... The hammer is suspicious.
Nope, it's none of those. Just wasted fucking 3 minutes of my life doing that.
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement, right?
That arrangement is... The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
This one makes literally no
Oil on
sense.
the floor.
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
How about we all shut up and listen to what Chiaki has to say?
Silence!
Joe,
What if I start to enjoy it?
How can you create a difference in elevation? The wire!
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
Ugh.
crap!
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling us all to think about the
If you can get cards like Iron Lad, I feel like you're not missing a lot of cards for a really good deck. And you're just maybe trying to follow the meta, which I don't even know what the meta is. Because I got to Infinite with just the most random decks ever.
That arrangement is... The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
How about we all shut up and listen to what Chiaki has to say?
Silence, pest!
Don't be... What if I start to enjoy it?
How can you create a This seems like one of those parts where it's just... It makes no sense what the game wants you to do.
A certain way.
Sometimes following the meta just makes it easier to hit Infinite. No, not sometimes. Literally always. Always following the meta makes any climb easier in any game ever. Literally anything. That goes in every ranked game ever. If you follow the meta, you will have an easier time climbing because that's the stuff that's good. But I am a firm believer you can climb with anything in any game.
You can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement, right?
Any game ever, you can do anything to climb.
That arrangement is...
Don't yell at me. I'm not yelling at you. This is not yelling. This is a civilized discussion, and I'm telling you my POV of it. And I'm telling you how it is.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
What about the oil on the floor?
What about the oil on the floor? How do we call America?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
I don't know which one I'm doing.
How about we all shut up and listen to what Chiaki has
Getting you
to
to
say?
care about your rank in a video game? I didn't do anything.
Don't
What up, Prod?
What if I start to enjoy
I did not the. I'm not the reason for that. Yes, I did. I didn't do nothing.
If you
Burr rants about a topic. People who follow the meta. Well, if you follow the meta, that's fine. You can follow the meta all you want, dude. But what I hate is when people bitch at other people for not following the meta. This mostly applies to team games. Like, let's say, I'll just say Overwatch because that's the only game I know. Let's say you're playing Overwatch and Monkey is the meta. It's like, if you pick something that's not Monkey and someone's like, oh, hey, you gotta switch to Monkey, man. You gotta switch to Monkey. That's the meta. It's like, oh, shut the fuck up. We haven't even started the game yet. You don't know what the hell's gonna happen. It's so annoying when people try to, like, tell you how to play a video game. Like, at the end of the day, I'll agree. The meta works. It's called the meta for the reason. But anything can work. If I got a guy on my team that only plays Torbjorn, you bet your ass I'm not telling him to switch to goddamn Genji because Genji's the meta. He doesn't know how to do a Dragon Blade. He just knows how to throw a turret down. What did you join into? People bitching about Marvel Snap and then me just saying make a new deck and don't worry about the meta. Even in the highest level of tiers, the meta doesn't even matter that much. Unless you're in, like, a super competitive format of professionals, which I'll be honest, none of you are. None of you are that good at video games. I'm not that good at video games. It doesn't matter, you know? We're not in ALGS with fucking Gibby bubbles flying all over the place, 12 teams in the tiniest circle ever. We're in ranked with 7 people sitting in a tree. It doesn't matter what you play. When you've never played Marvel Snap, yeah, don't worry. You're smart. Anyways, I don't know what I'm supposed to do here.
you can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement, right?
That arrangement is...
I don't know what to do here.
The hammer is suspicious.
Is it a weird time to mention you're an AOGS? No, you're not. You're married.
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
How about we all shut up and listen to what Chiaki has to say?
I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing.
What if I start to enjoy it?
I don't even know.
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
I don't even know which statement I'm supposed to shoot at. What do I shoot at?
If you arrange
You've won thousands playing Splatoon 2? I don't know if I should congratulate you or consolidate you. The doorknob is suspicious. I fucking knew the doorknob was suspicious. Maybe it's chain with doorknob.
To think about the arrangement.
That arrangement is the hammer.
But also, everyone that plays a high competitive game, they feel like they hate the game because they only play that game because you have to play a game constantly to stay good at it. And they all just resent it, and it's just like, yeah, you watch them stream the game because that's the only game that gets them viewers on their stream because people want to see how good they are at said game, and then, like, they come in and they're just like, fucking bullshit, man. Fucking shit's overpowered, man. Fucking everything's overpowered. They fucking hate this game. This game's fucking stupid. And it's just like, dude, God.
What about the oil?
God, that seems horrible.
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
I agree with that, but I'm wrong. You're garbage at Overwatch, but you still like it? As long as you like it, that's what matters.
The drop within the elevator.
It's not cause the
Telling us
drop.
all to think about the arrangement, right?
That arrangement is... The hammer is suspicious.
Maybe it's the wire.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar?
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
Oh!
Agree with that.
I was close with the chain. God, it's one of those situations we have to hit the exact
Didn't the
thing.
doorknob have scrape marks on it?
You did,
Might have been where
Kayvon.
it got scraped by the wire.
You missed a lot of lore.
Is that the same wire that was tied around Nekomaru?
The tip of that wire was tied into a loop.
How was I supposed to get that?
If the elevator moved while that loop part hung from the doorknob,
If they did something like that, he would have been suspended in midair.
That's right. He was suspended in midair. Huh?
But yeah,
Burr
games.
tied Nekomaru with the wire while he was in sleep.
Sorry about ranting in the middle of a trial.
Tied the tip of the wire into a knot.
Imagine that happened in a murder trial. Did you or did you not witness the murder on the night of July 5th? Did you see the victim inside the house with the killer at 7:37? Okay, well, first off, my fucking teammate was playing monkey. What?
With that, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor of Grape Tower. And suspended Nekomaru in midair.
That's right! He was so well hung! Kinda like...
You better not finish that sentence!
the killer took advantage of the elevator's unique feature. Only the floor moves. By doing that, they created a drop so Nekomaru could fall to his death.
Too easy.
Oh, this fucking loser.
So what if they created a drop? There's no way you can make him fall and die with just that. Why? If Nekomaru is suspended in midair like that, then how do you get him to fall? Because if he's suspended in midair, he won't die if he doesn't actually fall.
You ever just have someone so stupid that you feel like their stupid is resonating with you and now you're stupid?
Even if they suspended Nekomaru from a... How would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push it. There's no way they could do that.
Yes, it's why I'm here.
Even if they suspended Nekomaru from a wire, how would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push him off. There's no way they could do that.
It doesn't mean someone had to push him off. It's possible that he fell on his own.
What? Nekomaru fell on his own? Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode, right? If he was sleeping, there's no way. Now's the time if you want to take back that sleep mode, but in that case, you still won't be able to. Moving the elevator with Nekomaru inside is just impossible. End of story. What? Nekomaru fell on his own? Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode, right? If he was sleeping, there's no way he could. Now's the. But in that case, you still won't be able to explain that moving the elevator with Nekomaru inside is just impossible. End of story.
We have not figured it out.
What? Nekomaru?
He fell on his own. How would he fall on his own?
Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode, right? If he was sleeping, there's no way he could do that to himself. Now's the time, but in that case, you still won't be able to. Moving the elevator with Nekomaru inside is just impossible. End of story. What? Nekomaru fell on his own? Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode, right? If he was sleeping, there's no way he could do that to himself. Now's the time. But in that case, you still won't be able to explain the drop. Moving the elevator with Nekomaru inside is just impossible. End of story.
Ah!
Damn it! Even if they suspended Nekomaru from a... How would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push him off. There's no way they could do that.
It doesn't mean someone had to push him off. impossible that he fell on his own.
What? Nekomaru fell on his own? Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode, right?
Allow me to cut through those words.
Cut through those words. I got it. First guess.
What do you think would happen if Nekomaru woke up while he was suspended upside down in midair?
What are you saying? Like, how would he even wake up?
He has an alarm inside his body. As long as it was armed, it would have deactivated his sleep mode. Which means the killer set the alarm before they suspended Nekomaru.
You woke up from an alarm and realized you were hanging upside down and had no clue why. If something like that happened to you, you would start panicking a lot, right? Instinctively, your body would start moving. Nekomaru probably did exactly that.
And then, in order to make him fall from the force he was generating, the wire was hung on the tip of the doorknob so it would easily slip off. In actuality, the scrape marks caused by the wire were near the tip of the doorknob, right?
But Nekomaru didn't fall because the wire came off, right?
He fell because the entire doorknob came off.
When Nekomaru awoke, he must have struggled much more than expected, which
Caused the doorknob to break off. Whoa!
Was that unexpected for the killer too?
Well, that's probably it. If they knew he'd leave behind evidence like that, they would have at least tried to do something to cover it up.
The killer didn't expect the doorknob to come off. The reason that it even happened was because... in that case, I should use my full power. With a fierce roar, Nekomaru put all his hands grabbing the doorknob with both hands. But, clatter, clatter, clatter. Not yet. Here it comes. The incredible strength of 1 million horsepower. If you break off the doorknob, we'll be stuck in here. If that's really what it was, then that's the clue Nekomaru left for us behind.
So that's how Nekomaru fell to his death.
Do you finally understand now?
Yeah. It appears it's just as Miss Sonia said. I'm just a pest. No, I'm not just a pest. I'm a total fucking pig. Isn't that right, Miss Sonia? If I'm a fucking pig, you can say so.
No, I believe you gave your all.
Hey, why aren't you teasing me anymore?
This guy, he gets off on this.
So thanks to that alarm, Nekomaru ended up falling while he was still hanging
Why?
upside down. That doesn't mean he just crashed straight into the floor. Of course, you know that too, right?
It doesn't mean Nekomaru crashed straight into the floor. The moment Nekomaru fell to the floor, the only thing I can think of that happened to him was... he collided with the pillar.
When Nekomaru fell to the floor, he ended up colliding with the pillar. Isn't that it?
Finally, the pillar!
So that's how the pillar shattered, and why oil was spilled all over the place.
See, I told you the pillar was the weapon.
Well, the pillar was a bonus. It's not even clear if the killer intended that, or if it was just a coincidence.
At this point, it is quite difficult to find a clue that will lead to the killer.
Then what about the alarm? I'm positive the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m. And if we map it out from there...
Hold on, baby gangsta.
Stop calling me baby gangsta!
Gangsta.
Did you say the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.?
You didn't check it yourself? Nekomaru's alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nah, that's impossible. Because even though I slept in a little, I still got to the tower at 7 in the morning.
Now that you mention it, so did I. There was no way I could be late for Monokuma Tai Chi, so I left for Grape Tower before 7 a.m.
And if we found Nekomaru's body there, it would have been before the 7:30 a.m. alarm went off.
It appears yet another contradiction has been birthed.
Birthed.
How were you able to discover Nekomaru died at 7:30 a.m. when you went to the tower at 7?
That's what I want to know.
Another Mitsuru I don't understand. Seriously, it's just one after another. But I can't choke up at a time like this. Just a little more and I'll be able to reach the truth. There should definitely be a clue to be breaking through this contradiction. Daylight savings time.
We headed for Grape Tower before 7 a.m., I am certain.
But the alarm inside Nekomaru's chest was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nekomaru died because of that alarm, right?
His time of death and the time the body was discovered. One of those must be an illusion.
The killer probably did some tampering. They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's chest.
Oh.
Damn it!
They messed with the wall clock.
We headed for Grape Tower. Before 7 a.m., I am certain.
But the alarm inside Nekomaru's chest.
How do you
was
win
set
in this
for
game?
7:30 a.m.
There's not really winning. It's just more so a story that you do.
That alarm, right?
His time of death and the time the body was discovered. One of those must be an illusion.
The killer probably did some tampering. They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's chest.
That's gotta be it!
We headed for Grape Tower. Before 7 a.m., I am certain.
But the alarm inside Nekomaru's chest.
Imagine if this game didn't
Was
help
set
you,
for
Burr
7:30
wouldn't
a.m.
finish.
Nekomaru died because of that alarm, right?
Nobody would.
His time of death and the time the body was discovered.
With how vague this game is
One of
sometimes.
those must be an illusion.
The killer probably did some tampering. They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's chest.
Shit.
Damn it!
We headed for Grape Tower. Before 7 a.m., I am certain.
But the alarm inside Nekomaru's chest was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nekomaru died because of that alarm, right?
His time of death and the time the body was discovered. One of those must be an illusion.
The killer probably...
The hell's the radio clock? There it is.
They probably messed with the clock inside...
Boom, baby! No, that's wrong. It was Nekomaru's.
No, the clock inside his chest was a radio clock, so it would have been impossible to mess with.
So you're saying there's no way the killer could have tampered with the clock?
Maybe the clock Miss Sonia saw was the one that got tampered with.
The clock inside Grape House?
No, I checked all the clocks inside the funhouse.
Oh, that's what I asked you to do. So you really listened to me and checked all the clocks.
We're getting there, Weird.
And because of that, I can confidently declare that all the clocks had the same time displayed.
If there's no possibility that the time was tampered with, then we must doubt that human's testimony.
Please believe me, we are not lying.
Then maybe it's a misunderstanding?
I never misunderstand. I'll crush you into dog.
We're close. This time-related contradiction, I don't think I should doubt the testimonies. I should doubt the clock. There's no mistaking that something was done, but what was it? Perhaps we've overlooked something. Maybe we're misunderstanding something. I think if I focus, then I should be able to find the answer to that mystery. Oh, thank God, it's not this stupid. Alright, I've never failed this one before. I've never failed this one before. Never. What did Hajime and the others misunderstand? What? The time in the building. What's up, cargo? Bro, what? I got this question right the first time. I didn't even get a chance to react on that first attempt because I was reading it. Which clock was tampered with? The radio clocks. I said the radio clocks, but I hit both because I was too busy reading. You're giving me 2 seconds to choose here. Oh no, I got it wrong. The building's clocks. God, this game is so stupid. I got the last one wrong. I was going for radio clock. Which house had the wrong time? Both houses. If Fuyuhiko says all the times are right, that means all houses have the wrong clocks. This looks like a cool math game. You're not the only one that says a cool math game for coolmathgame.com. It's all coming.
You said you checked all the clocks inside the building. Isn't that right, Fuyuhiko?
Yeah, none of the clocks had the wrong time.
But what if all those clocks have been messed with?
What? All the clocks?
So even if you checked all the clocks inside the building, there's no way you'd have noticed it.
I see. So the killer messed with the time inside the whole building by changing all the clocks.
So that's what it was. There's no way I would have noticed that.
This is truly fantastic!
Now's not the time to be pleased. More importantly, how much was the time off?
Here we go.
If the time in the building was all messed up, then we can only rely on Nekomaru's radio clock.
The time of death was clearly 7:30 a.m.
The problem is, what time would 7:30 be? In our time.
Are there any clues that can be used to narrow that down? If only I heard the sound when he fell. It would have been a great clue.
Or his scream.
He's not the type to let out a scream.
If only Nekomaru's alarm was loud enough, we would have heard it too.
I think I got it.
Saying that. If does not exist in this world.
I think I got it.
If the building was all messed up, then we can only rely on Nekomaru's
The time of death was clearly 7:30 a.m.
The problem is, what time would 7:30 be in our time?
Are there any clues that can be used to narrow that down?
If only I heard the sound when he fell.
Boom! I agree with that.
That's right. We should have heard the sound he made when he fell. Wasn't it that rumbling noise?
Rumbling?
I thought it was just an earthquake, so I went back to sleep. Was that the sound from when Nekomaru fell?
Probably.
Well, a huge body fell from the 4th floor to the 1st, and the pillar fell with it. It's obvious we'd hear the impact sound.
We heard that noise too.
It was when we were gathered at the Strawberry House Lounge. What is it, Sonia?
Oh, well. That sound everyone heard? I did not hear it at all.
Huh?
You probably didn't hear it because you were sleeping.
I could not sleep at all. I was awake the whole night with hunger pangs.
There's nothing to worry about. What's important is that rumbling noise anyway.
If we use that rumbling sound as a reference, we might be able to figure out how much our time was off.
I heard that sound probably around 5:30 in the morning.
Huh? You can tell?
I instantly woke up and left my room. And that's when I saw the clock in the lounge.
Yeah.
Excellent work, Akane.
That rumbling sound was heard at 5:30 a.m. It's like the answer to how much time was lost. It's literally right in front of us.
I see.
2 hours. I can do math.
Nekomaru's alarm went off at 7:30. And if we heard the sound of his impact at 5:30, that means our time was off by 2 hours.
2 hours? That much?
We were starving pretty badly. There's no way we would have noticed.
Plus, the funhouse has no windows. And there weren't any Monokuma announcements either.
However, for what reason did the killer alter our perception of time?
The reason is obvious. So they can lure out just Nekomaru.
Lure out only
If you
Nekomaru?
messed with the clocks and used a specific thing, you definitely get Nekomaru to the tower alone, right? From there, the killer's plan was a splendid success.
He's actually being smart. They're trying on Nekomaru. What is that specific thing? Monokuma Tai Chi.
See,
That was hard math. Yeah, 2.
The killer made use of the Monokuma Tai
5
Chi
minus
activity in
3.
the morning.
7:30 minus 5:30. 2.
How did they use it?
we were required to go to Grape Tower every morning at 7 a.m. for that activity, right? But if they mess with all the clocks inside the building, what would that do to us?
We wouldn't be able to attend on time, but that wouldn't affect Nekomaru. His radio clock had the exact time.
That's right. In doing so, the killer was able to lure him to the tower by himself.
I like him more when he's like this.
Then, when I witnessed Nekomaru early in the morning,
If I recall, you witnessed Nekomaru around 5 a.m. And if that time was also 2 hours off, it should have been 7 a.m. Yeah, that's pretty much it. At that time, he was heading over to Monokuma Tai Chi, right on schedule.
I see. Now that I think about it, I realize what Monokuma meant when he said those words.
Too early. He didn't even ask you yet.
How outrageous. I honestly didn't expect everyone to ditch Monokuma Tai Chi, but it turned out like this after all, so I guess it can't be helped.
When you said everyone, you were including us, right? We thought we came to the tower on time, but in truth, it was way past the meeting time.
Ah, jeez. That's, well, how should I put it? What was it? You know, tripping over a foot or something like that.
Stumbling?
Are you talking about tripping over someone else's fall?
Wrong!
Stumbling.
Liar! I'm right!
That's not it. It's incorrect.
That's definitely the correct answer. You always get so stubborn like this.
Let's just ignore the peanut gallery. Now that we've found out how the killer lured Nekomaru, the number of suspects has drastically decreased.
Huh?
Hey, why would that decrease the number of suspects? Don't be a friggin' liar.
You'll know I'm not lying when you listen to what Fuyuhiko's going to say next.
huh? What the hell do you mean?
You witnessed Nekomaru going toward the tower. Did something else happen after that?
Are you talking about that alarm?
Alarm?
A little while after I witnessed Nekomaru, the clock in the Strawberry House lounge started going off. Plus, it was just before that rumbling sound occurred. That's it. So that's what it is. If Nekomaru died when the rumble happened, then whoever doesn't have an alibi at the time is the prime suspect.
Oh, really?
Really? Was there anyone who didn't have an alibi at that time?
I remember now.
Oh,
The sound was
jeez.
so loud I couldn't help bolting from my room. But there was one guy who never left the lounge. We were both on the same floor. It's pretty weird that bastard never came out of his guest room.
Which means that person does not have an alibi for when Nekomaru fell?
Who is it? Who's the bastard?
If he didn't leave his guest house, that means it's Nagito.
You're the only one!
But I don't think it was Nagito.
The one who wasn't there. It's you, right, Nagito?
That's right. Nagito wasn't there. me, Gundam, and Fuyuhiko.
You didn't come out, even though the alarm was going off like crazy. You weren't in your room, were you?
If that's the case, where were you?
Please, say something.
They can't kill him. He's finally doing something.
I'm gonna suicide dive you!
He's finally being useful.
If I may be frank, even if I wanted to go to the lounge, I couldn't.
You couldn't? What do you mean?
It's merely the foolish talk of the weak.
Not only did I not hear the alarm, I never even heard that rumbling sound.
Because the deluxe rooms have soundproof stuff.
You're definitely fucking lying.
However, that is also true for me. It is obvious that I did not hear the alarm in Strawberry House.
The brown-haired chick, she
But
seems
I did
cool.
not hear the rumbling sound either. Is that not strange?
Chiaki?
Everyone else heard it.
Her?
To be honest, it's not just them. The same
Or
goes for me, too.
Akane?
I was in a pretty deep sleep, so I thought that's why I couldn't hear it. But it wasn't that. I probably couldn't hear it at all.
Couldn't hear it? What does that
Ah, I see why.
You still don't know. Think about what the three of us who didn't hear a sound have in common, and I'm sure you'll figure it out.
The secret is what these three have in common. Deluxe suite. That's what they have. Soundproof. Deluxe rooms. That's what it is. Whoops. Whoops. There we go.
Nagito, Sonia, and Chiaki. The three of you were staying in deluxe rooms, right? If I recall, the deluxe rooms are...
Soundproof.
The reason we could not hear the rumbling noise.
That's right. It was because the deluxe rooms have superior sound insulation.
Yup.
You actually noticed that. Nice catch, Hajime. Are you using your ultimate reserve corps student talent? Now then, you guys must understand by now, right? The true identity of Nekomaru's killer.
Hold on a sec. Why does that lead to who the killer is?
Why? Well, that fact just now is a very important clue, and a decisive factor in identifying...
I didn't mind it in the first game. I didn't mind it in the first game. I understand what Nagito means. The killer among us. The killer who murdered Nekomaru. Shit. I thought it was her. I actually don't know. Well, if it's so, I'm gonna say him. Fuck! Fuck!
Crap!
It's you, liar. Who the? It's not Chiaka.
We'll never give up.
We will never give up, though. The killer who murdered Nekomaru. It's not you. I don't want to say it's Sonya, never mind. Definitely not you, I'd rather not. It's not Gundam Tanaka. What? No.
You're the only one.
What?
Gundam, there's something I want to ask you. When the alarm rang at the Strawberry House Lounge, you rushed over there too, right?
What's wrong with that? If the bell of catastrophe rings throughout the night, it is the universe's providence to stop it.
Wait, didn't he have a deluxe room?
Why were you able to hear it?
Hear what?
I mean, you were also staying in a deluxe room, right? Nagito was staying in a deluxe room in the same house on the same floor, and he couldn't even hear it. So why were you able to hear that alarm?
Now that you mention it.
Gundam?
There's only one possibility. You weren't in your room at the time. That's why, even though you were staying in a deluxe room, you still went to the lounge. Am I right?
Gundam, you have some sort of explanation, right?
Gundam probably couldn't return to his room because of Fuyuhiko. Me? After you saw Nekomaru heading to the tower, you stayed at the lounge for a while. Am I correct? Until the moment that alarm started ringing, right? If you were in the lounge for that long, the killer who had left earlier obviously wouldn't be able to go back.
Even though Nekomaru's murder...
As long as it's not Chiaki, we're
the
good.
alarm in his chest, the killer still needed to prepare the murder in advance.
Like putting Nekomaru in sleep mode and tying him up with a wire.
In order to do that, the killer needed to be waiting for Nekomaru at the tower. Which means when Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru, the killer was already at the tower.
And once they tried to go back, they couldn't because Fuyuhiko was at the lounge.
In their original plan, the killer should have returned to their room before the alarm in the lounge went off. And they were supposed to stay in their room. They weren't planning to come out and go to the lounge.
Which means they wouldn't have heard the alarm or the rumbling sound, thus proving they were in the room, just like us.
The best case scenario would have been if those two in the lounge had gone and checked the deluxe rooms. After all, if they personally saw the killer sleeping in their room, it gives the killer a stronger alibi. Unfortunately, they failed to secure that alibi.
I was in the lounge.
So the killer couldn't go back to their room, and ended up hearing the lounge's alarm.
What are you doing? That ruckus is louder than the supreme ruler of the netherworld bellowing for a sacrifice.
But why'd you come out? You should have hid till the excitement died down.
If Gundam tried to hide, and if those two went to his room to check on him, he would have been found out. That would have been the worst possible outcome. That's why he couldn't just stay hidden.
If those two had just checked the deluxe rooms as planned, that would have been ideal, but how ironic. The moment Fuyuhiko set foot in the lounge, your plan was doomed.
Gundam? Please, can you at least say something?
Answer me this, including myself in my 4 dark Devas of destruction. How many ears do we possess?
Huh?
The answer is 10. That's right, I possess 10 ears. That means I have 5 times the hearing of a normal human. The soundproof system here may as well not exist.
Is that your argument?
You bastard! Do you understand the situation you're in right now?
Do not panic. The truth shall now commence.
He's slipping.
At the time, I left my room to go to the bathroom. By coincidence, I heard the alarm. That's right. That's all it was. The world is always so simple.
Are you saying it was just a coincidence? Isn't that timing a little too perfect?
And yet, I'm being suspected by all of you. It seems it was actually horrible timing on my part.
I see. You're still holding out. Well, you don't have to admit it. We're going to decide who the killer is with the majority vote anyway. So, why don't we just go ahead and start voting? It's obvious that Gundam is the killer.
Hold on a sec.
You know, Hajime, this class trial, this killing, it's merely the opening act. You know?
He's acting weird again.
Hey, what do you mean the class
He's acting
trial
weird
is
again.
just the opening act?
Sus.
Perhaps I should say it's just a farce. Just a boring farce. So boring, so stressful. I'm so painfully bored that I might develop stomach ulcers. Seriously. Let's just hurry up and finish this before I collapse from poor health.
Nagito, something definitely happened to you, didn't it? At some point during the investigation, your behavior became even weirder. What actually happened? Did you discover something?
Well, let's just leave that fun for later. And finish this opening act already.
You said opening act again!
Please hold on. We have yet to hear Gundam's rebuttal.
But he's completely shut up. Perhaps he can't argue anymore.
Gundam!
I was simply at a loss for words after being dumbfounded by your pathetic assumption. In fact, I shall deny the very basis. Your assumption has been wrong since the beginning.
Since the beginning?
Based on your assumption, I hung Nekomaru from the 4th floor of the tower and made the floor descend to the 1st floor. From there, after returning to Strawberry House, I was present when the alarm at the lounge went off, correct? Although going to and fro is busy enough as it is, how would I be able to travel between both houses anyway?
I see. The contact elevator was broken.
As I recall, the killer tampered with the Grape House control panel, which shut down the elevator. Plus, the stopped elevator should have been facing the Grape House side. If so, the human who used the elevator would have left it at Grape House. For these reasons, it's an indisputable fact that the killer destroyed the elevator at Grape House.
Who died?
And what's wrong
Nekomaru.
If the elevator was broken at Grape House, he wouldn't be able to return to Strawberry House.
However, I was already at Strawberry House. I was present when the alarm in the lounge started ringing. Which means your assumption is clearly wrong.
Are you serious? And here I thought it's already been decided.
Have you learned your lesson,
It still could be him.
You cannot overcome this contradiction.
That's wrong. When something is obviously wrong, that's when a contradiction is born. There's no such thing as a contradiction that can't be overcome. Oh god.
That elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses. As long as that elevator was broken, your assumption collapses.
Plus, the elevator was broken at Grape House.
If the killer cannot return to Strawberry House,
Since I was at Strawberry House at that time, there's no question that the following crime is impossible.
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
Or if there was a secret passageway.
How much longer do you plan to lecture me? Why don't we stop this already?
There is a secret passageway.
That elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses. As long as that elevator was broken.
Dude, I gotta guess. I gotta guess.
Since I was at, there's no question that the.
I gotta guess.
How much longer? Why don't we stop this already?
I gotta guess. Hold. Let him cook.
Was the only means of travel between the two houses. As long as that elevator was broken.
Let him cook.
Your assumption collapses.
Plus, the elevator was broken at Grape House.
If the killer cannot return to Strawberry House,
Since I was at Strawberry House at that time, there's no question that the following crime is impossible.
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
Or if there was a secret passage.
What?
Damn it!
How was that wrong?
That elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses. As long as that elevator was broken, your assumption collapses.
Plus, the elevator was broken at Grape House.
if the killer cannot return to Strawberry House,
I have another
Since I was at
guess.
Strawberry House, there's no question that the following crime is
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
Or if there was a secret passageway.
I have
How much
another
longer
guess.
Do you plan to lecture me? Why don't we stop this already? That elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses. As long as that elevator was broken,
I have another guess.
assumption collapses.
After this, I'll be
The
panicking.
elevator was broken at Grape House.
if the killer cannot return to Strawberry House,
Since I was at Strawberry House, there's no question that the following crime is impossible.
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
Damn it!
Never mind. Okay.
That elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses. As long as that elevator was broken, your assumption collapses.
Plus, the elevator was broken at Grape House.
Damn it.
Damn it!
Wait a minute.
That elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses.
Fuck.
Damn it!
Explain? Explain what?
Elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses. As long as that elevator was broken, your assumption collapses.
Plus, the elevator was broken at Grape House. Damn it!
If it's broken at Grape House, how did Nekomaru get there? Nekomaru died because he got hung up by his shoe and then he fell down and hit a pillar and busted his head open.
The only means of travel between the two houses. As long as that elevator was broken, your assumption collapses.
Plus, the elevator was broken at Grape House.
if the killer cannot return to Strawberry House,
Since I was at there's no question that the following crime is a
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
Or if there was a secret passageway.
He does have an
How much
accomplice.
longer do you plan to lecture me? Why don't we stop this already?
There's so many things
That elevator was
that don't add up.
the only means of travel between the two houses. As long as that elevator was broken, your assumption collapses.
Plus, the elevator broken at Grape House.
if the killer cannot
I have a
I was
feeling
at-
I know
there's
what
no
it
question
is.
that
It would have been different.
Or if there was a
How much longer? Why don't we stop this already?
It's with the accomplice. I need to figure out what is going there.
That elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses. As long as that elevator was broken, your assumption collapses.
Plus, the elevator was broken at Grape House.
If the killer cannot return to Strawberry House,
Since I was at there's no question that the following crime is impossible.
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
That elevator was... the only means of travel between the two houses. As long as that elevator was broken, your assumption collapses.
Plus, the elevator was
Maybe the rats went through the broken
broken at
doorknob.
Grape House.
if the killer cannot return to Strawberry House,
Since I was at Strawberry House, there's no question that the following crime is impossible.
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
Ah,
Damn it!
That elevator was...
secret passageway with the accomplice.
Plus,
His little rats took a secret passageway.
There's no question that the following crime is
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
Or if there was a secret passageway.
How much longer do you plan to lecture me? Why don't we
Hammies,
stop this already?
rats, hamsters.
That elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses. As long as that elevator was broken, your assumption collapses.
plus, the elevator was broken at Grape House.
if the killer cannot return to Strawberry House,
Since I was at Strawberry House, there's no question that the following
This is my
crime
best guess.
impossible.
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
How, dude?
Damn it!
That elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses. As long as that elevator was broken, your assumption collapses.
Plus, the elevator was broken at Grape House.
if the killer cannot return to Strawberry House,
Since I was at there's no question that the following crime is impossible.
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
I feel like it's the accomplice because he has his stupid little hamsters. You can't truth bullet the accomplice because it's blue, so it's something you agree with.
We will never give up.
I've already done secret passage to only means of travel. It didn't work.
That elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses.
Or maybe I did it backwards. Maybe I pulled a
Elevator was broken. Your assumption
maybe I pulled a quickie and did it backwards.
Plus, the
I
elevator
always
was
aim to
broken at
do
Grape
that.
House.
if the killer cannot return,
Since I was at Strawberry House, there's no question that the
I've only done the
following
secret passage at the
Different if they had an
accomplice.
accomplice.
Or if there was
Because we know there's a secret passage. We know there's a secret passageway.
How much longer do you plan to lecture? Why don't we stop this already?
So it is that.
That elevator was the only means of travel
No, that's wrong.
I did it backwards. I did it backwards, as always.
No, there should have been another way to move between the two houses without the elevator.
Such a method does not exist.
Then why don't we ask the person who actually used that method? You're the only one! Nagito, you should know. What are you talking about? Don't play dumb. You appeared so suddenly that one time because you used that method, right?
Why are you here? Because I showed up.
There's a secret passage connecting the first floor of Strawberry House to the third floor of Grape House. Isn't that right?
Jeez. Once again, I let the reserve course show up. But you're right. There's a door on the floor of the Octagon, which is on the first floor of Strawberry House. After I opened the door and went down, surprise, surprise! I ended up in the Monokuma Archive, which is on the third floor of Grape House.
Meaning the third floor and the fourth floor are actually connected.
Plus, once you've cleared the final dead room once, you can pass through it as many times as you want.
If they used that secret passage, they could have gone between the two houses as much as they wanted.
Infinity Unlimited Flame! However, what if the killer was unaware of the existence of the final dead room?
There's no way they didn't know.
That is merely an illusion you have fabricated from your own suspicion. If you value your life, you should stop with your scrutiny.
There's no way I can stop.
Pig, you say? Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Mia, you guys.
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities? Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
I can't back down!
Dude, I can't mash that fast.
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole.
It hurts my hand to mash.
How frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
I can't back down!
I already proved the secret passage exists. The secret passage was at the Octagon.
Know the limits of your own reasoning. You say the killer went to the Octagon. Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want to drown in the at least pray to the key which dwells in the light. Know the limits of your own reasoning. You say the killer went to the Octagon. Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want to at least pray to the key which dwells in the light.
Damn it!
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say! Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
I already proved the secret passage exists. The secret passage was at the Octagon.
Know the limits of your own reasoning. You say the killer went to the Octagon. Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want to drown in the maelstrom of blind confusion, at least pray to the key
Fucking
which dwells in the light.
It's the wire.
Know the limits of your own reasoning. You say the killer went to the Octagon.
I assume it's the wire.
Bark, you cur! If you don't want to drown in the maelstrom of blood.
Allow me to cut through those words!
The wire used to string up Nekomaru's body, the hammer that looked like the weapon, and the chain on the door in the tower.
Well, there's three things.
Those are all the items that weren't in Funhouse. Where did the killer obtain them?
The only place I can think of is the Octagon. There were various weapons and tools there. I'm pretty sure I saw stuff like wires, hammers, and chains too.
Since those items were used in the crime, there's no doubt that the killer went to the Octagon.
Yeah.
If that's the case, they obviously know about the secret passage too, right?
It seems this is the end. Normally we'd end up listening to Hajime lecture us with a very long summary of the case. But there's no reason to waste any more time on this opening act. So I'm going to end this right now.
Thanks, Makoto.
Hey, what are you... First of all, by messing with all the clocks in the building, Gundam tried to lure only Nekomaru. The elevator was probably broken by that point. Thanks to that, Nekomaru wasn't able to go to Grape Tower, which was supposed to be the meetup point. So he tried going over to Strawberry Tower, just like we did when we found out the elevator was broken. Well, it's obvious he'd attempt that. At that time, we didn't know the two towers were the exact same place. Also, the button in Strawberry Hall wasn't broken, so he was easily able to enter Strawberry Tower. But surprise! Gundam was waiting for Nekomaru's arrival.
Hold on. If Nekomaru didn't go to Strawberry Tower, what would the killer have done then?
Their plan was a balancing act of uncertainties. But even if they failed, they probably wouldn't have minded. They can just greet everyone the next morning as if nothing happened, and come up with a different plan.
And without such a risky plan, they wouldn't have been able to lure him at all.
I'm going to continue summarizing the case, okay? Through this, Gundam successfully lured Nekomaru to Strawberry Tower. There's no way he could fight head-on with the robotic Nekomaru, so by pressing the goodnight button, he rendered Nekomaru powerless without fighting him.
Hold on! You... What did you just say? That I didn't battle?
What's wrong with that?
They're forced to kill each other.
Mess with me! Don't mess with me! I cannot ignore those words!
Why are you angry all of a sudden?
You fools do not understand! You don't understand at all! Ha! You make me laugh! After all this time, you still don't understand anything at all!
I don't understand anything. What does that mean?
It appears I cannot finish just yet. Maybe I'm just a human destined for hell. However, I cannot finish just yet. I cannot finish!
Someone get this man a porno.
Intend to do.
It's obvious! I'm going to destroy your illusory assumptions!
Are you saying you still have more? You still have room to argue?
Your words. You said I pressed Nekomaru's goodnight button. However, that button was on the back of Nekomaru's neck. To press it, I'd have to get behind him.
It's not easy to get the drop on Coach Nekomaru.
It's even more difficult if it's a one-on-one situation.
But it's a 5-on-1 situation.
Just as I thought. Truly frail. Succumbing so easily to this simple argument. It was just a mere illusion. If you want to set me up as the killer, at least surpass your own human limitations.
That's wrong, Gundam. You're the one who's wrong.
Such a wonderful line. However,
No, that's
I cannot
wrong.
say that I'm satisfied. Listen well. I shall teach you 2 tips for making someone admit their defeat. First, you must crush them with your own overwhelming power. And as for the other, you must provide a reason that will persuade that human. You have not fulfilled either of those yet.
Then just as you requested, I'll provide an argument that'll leave you no choice to be persuaded. How do I do this again?
I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesied! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither!
I hate this shit, man. This was easier in the last game as well.
Show me the cadaver! I won't let you! let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesied! For the Tanaka Empire! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesied! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesied! Show me the cadaver! I won't let you! It's Nekomaru's back. Do you really think I can get behind
Four
him so easily?
Dark Divas.
This is the end.
God, I fucking hate that rhythm game. Ugh.
Even if you didn't get behind Nekomaru, you should have been able to press the button on the back of his neck. As long as you had the power of the hamsters you keep with you.
Are you seriously saying he used his hamsters to press the button on the back of Nekomaru's neck?
Of course, that'd be impossible for a normal hamster, but it would have been possible for Gundams. In fact, we saw that with our very own eyes, right?
Now that you mention it, after Ibuki was killed in the music venue, one of Gundam's hamsters retrieved the piece of wallpaper from the baton lighting, right? Hey, with your friends and their exceptionally smart brains, it must have been possible to secretly get one of them behind Nekomaru and press the button on the back of his neck.
How about it, Gundam?
Not just myself, but you actually brought up how splendid my subordinates are. I have no recourse but to admit it.
Admit it? Did you say you admit it?
It appears I've obtained a one-way ticket to hell. Fine! Then you must trample me underfoot and advance. Victory can only be built upon a foundation of corpses. You cannot find peace without sacrifice anywhere. Now, trample this life. Trample it as though it were mere trash on the side of the road. Pull the curtain strings of this worthless performance with your own two hands.
I thought we already did this. Oh, so we're actually killing Gundam, huh? What? There we go. Nope. Shit, I'm gonna lose this one. The last one, it was so easy for me. Wrapping the chain around the doorknob. I think we got everything over here. I thought he was going to live the entire time because everybody loved him so much. There we go. I'm sucking at this one right now, but we're getting it. A little robot murder and keep him? That's not how the game works. Monokuma said that, even if you killed Nekomaru, it would count as a murder.
Let's first go over the many tricks the killer prepared before they committed the crime. First, they destroyed the contact elevator. This separated Nagito and the others in Strawberry House from our group in Grape House. Next, they lured Nekomaru out by himself by turning back all the clocks in the funhouse by 2 hours. Additionally, in order to secure an alibi, the killer went to the Strawberry House lounge and set the wall clock's alarm to 5:30 a.m. After finishing their preparations, the killer went to Strawberry Tower with the necessary tools in hand. They obtained these tools from the Octagon, which you can enter once you clear the final dead room. This means the killer discovered a secret of the funhouse faster than anybody else. That secret being, Strawberry House and Grape House are actually the same building. On the morning of the incident, Nekomaru woke up and headed over to Grape Tower for a specific reason. There, Fuyuhiko, who was at the lounge by coincidence, witnessed Nekomaru. According to Fuyuhiko's testimony, that was around 5 a.m., but by that point, the killer had already messed with our perception of time. In actuality, Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru at 7 a.m. That's also the same time Monokuma Taichi begins. Nekomaru went to Grape Tower to participate in that. However, because the contact elevator was broken, Nekomaru was unable to go to Grape Tower, so he decided to try going to Strawberry Tower. But the killer was waiting for him there. With the power of hamsters, they were able to press the good night button on the back of Nekomaru's neck. This forced him to enter sleep mode, rendering him immobile. From there, the killer began preparing to use the ultimate weapon. First, they set the alarm in Nekomaru's chest to 7:30 a.m. so he'd wake up. Then they tied him up with a metal wire, tied the tip of the wire into a loop, and hung it on the doorknob. After leaving Strawberry Tower, the killer then destroyed the door button to Strawberry Hall. They did this to keep us from entering Strawberry Tower, and to keep us from discovering the secret of the building structure that they used to kill Nekomaru. Then, they used the secret octagon passageway to travel to Grape House. After arriving at Grape Hall, they pressed the button to open the door to the tower. When that happened, the elevator-like floor of the tower began descending, and Nekomaru's body was still inside, dangling upside down in midair from the wire.
Not
The killer
Nekomaru!
entered Grape Tower to see if their setup was successful, and placed a hammer on the floor to look like the weapon, then wrapped a chain around the back door. This was done to make us falsely believe we couldn't enter the tower from Strawberry Hall. With this, the killer finished their setup and tried to go back to their room using the secret passage, so they could craft their alibi when Nekomaru died from the fall. But something unexpected happened. Fuyuhiko, who saw Nekomaru earlier, was still at the lounge. As a result, the killer couldn't return to their room, and with no options available, time ran out. The lounge's wall clock alarm started ringing at 5:30. Well, actually 7:30. To avoid a worst-case scenario, the killer was forced to appear in front of Fuyuhiko with the others. When the wall clock's alarm
One
rang,
random thing
was
messed
also
it up.
the same time Nekomaru was waking up. He woke up while he was still hanging upside down, so he couldn't help but sway his body powerfully. Originally, the loop of wire was only supposed to slip off the doorknob. But because there was a heavier load than expected, the doorknob ended up breaking. Nekomaru fell from the 4th floor all the way to the 1st floor. He crashed into the pillar, which decapitated him on impact, and died. The sound of Nekomaru's impact echoed throughout the funhouse. However, by this point, the killer's plan was about to fail, thanks to the broken doorknob and Fuyuhiko. Meaning, the killer is someone who wouldn't have heard the alarm if they were in the deluxe room. They also wouldn't have been able to return to their guest room, because Fuyuhiko was at the lounge. That someone is Gundam Tanaka. I can't think of anyone else but you.
Yay, I carried again.
Splendid. That was splendid. For a mere human, you did quite well.
Stop. Stop it already. Stop using weird words to avoid the truth. Or I'll friggin' kill you myself!
I cannot believe it. I just cannot believe. You killed Nekomaru? I cannot believe something like that.
You don't wish to forgive me? Do you feel regret? Then finish it! Cast your impure votes for Gundam Tanaka! My beloved, deadly foes, let the voting time begin!
She's so me. Oh god, here comes a C. 18 points? I got a B. I got a B.
This result isn't all that exciting. Now then, please pull the lever in front of you and cast your vote. Who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
Also, hey, Link fan.
Please pull the lever. Oh, crap! I bit my tongue at the most important part.
Gundam Tanaka has been found guilty for the murder of a robot? A robot who has once already faced near death as a mere human. Judging from the results, you guys were correct once again. Getting 4 in a row without any mistakes is a splendid achievement. That's right, the one who killed the robotic Nekomaru in the Amazing Funhouse was Gundam Tanaka. I said all that without biting my tongue.
Now then.
We've decided who the killer is. Let's do the execution already and get this over with. Hold on. It's true the class trial is finished, but that doesn't mean the incident is over. We can't finish yet until we hear it from Gundam. No matter what he says, it won't change a thing. I have no right to stop you either, so do whatever you like.
My tears.
Why do you want to talk to one who has been lost? The loser merely leaves. It would just be unnecessary for me to say something.
Listen well.
Is what I would like to say, but for honor's sake, I shall correct one thing. Correct? You guys said I made Nekomaru powerless without fighting him. That, however, is a great mistake.
Fine.
Nekomaru did fight, that is no mistake. And because he fought, he lost and died.
Damn it!
This
If he was just trying to cling to life, there are so many ways he could have done so. However, he did not allow that.
You.
What do you mean? Explain. His voice, probably. And he has a cute hamster shark. You know the internet loves animals. Within the final dead room, I discovered the secret of the funhouse. And I devised a killing plan utilizing that secret. By tampering with all the clocks in the building, I succeeded in luring Nekomaru to the tower. And this is what happened. Neko and I were alone in the tower, standing face to face with one another. I should say I expected as much from Nekomaru. He sensed my subtle killing intent and instantly understood the situation. And we had ourselves a stare down. In that situation, if he wanted to run away, it would have been easy for him to do so. He could have run away or even called for help, but he did not turn his back to me. Instead, he chose a fight that risked life and death.
That is...
He was serious, too. He gave it all to try to kill me. Huh? If I had died instead, the mystery surrounding the case would have been even more complicated. You would never know why I, the victim, went to the tower by myself.
I can see it.
Nobody would know that the victim, me, was actually the one who planned the whole thing.
B?
Nekomaru really did that?
Sensing even my subtle killing intent, as expected of you, Nekomaru.
The scorching, stinging, tense atmosphere. I've been a team manager for so long, I've nearly forgotten this. This is great! What a comforting atmosphere!
That's a great one.
And what is your reason? Do you intend to resolve this situation by killing me?
I am the Warlock, Gundam Tanaka. Heroes, Lords of Darkness, and even the gods themselves free from me. I need not cling to any trivial reason. I'm simply going to kill you because your very existence is an annoyance.
You'll drench your soul with evil until the bitter end, huh? Splendid! In response to your spirit, I shall kill you with all of my might. I won't go easy on you. Don't even think about holding back. Don't waste your breath on cowardly tactics. Give me everything you got.
Nekomaru Nidai, your blood will drench the foundation of my empire!
That is...
Why did you fight? We are all friends. Why couldn't you stop this? Even if both sides agreed, it was still wrong. I will not argue. I have no intention of forcing my values upon you. However, I must say this. What's the point of living if you're just waiting until you finally die?
You weakling!
There's nothing courageous about that. This is abandonment, a mere feeling of resignation. Do you mean that you'd rather die? Ever since we were locked inside that building, everyone had been dominated by that feeling of abandonment. However, nothing is born from resignation. That is simply a reason to give up. Giving up on life, that's just an insult to life itself.
Let me ask.
Have you fools heard of the term dog eat dog? Cannibalism?
Fine.
In zoology, cannibalism is a commonly observed phenomenon. Many creatures at some point in their lifespan engage in cannibalism.
Listen well.
This is what it means to live. If you say killing for the sake of living is evil, then what would you call giving up on life itself?
I shall engulf
If a
this
world would consider that justice, then I will fight that world with every last fiber of my being. Giving up on life and choosing death is nothing but a blasphemy towards life.
I renounce you.
It is a violation of the natural order. It is the arrogance of humanity. You're saying all that to justify what you did? It sounds like Nekomaru felt the same too. That's why they fought, right?
Damn it.
Ugh.
Fine.
That man had the courage to die when he needed to die. That is why he challenged me to our battle. Regardless, if I've already said, I do not intend to force my values upon you fools. I have betrayed you all. That is the absolute truth. But even so, don't you think it's better alternative to slowly starve to death here?
Oh.
That belief is why you committed your crime?
You...
Hey, what about the final dead room? Did you do the Russian roulette too?
Let's make history.
Unlike Nagito, I only did it once, but compared to my battle with Nekomaru, that was mere child's play.
Well?
You know, after listening to you talk for a while, I'm starting to think that, well, it's also because you unexpectedly admitted your crime without much resistance. Gundam, don't tell me, you didn't sacrifice yourself for our sake, did you? I can't believe you would ask such a foolish question. Just who do you think I am? History's greatest monster. My cursed existence is feared by all mankind. Therefore, there's no way I'd sacrifice myself for the sake of you fools. Not in a million, not in a billion, not in 10,000 billion years. In the name of pandemonium, it is impossible. Is that it? Then I'll just leave it to that. Now then, let us be rid of this foolish talk. It's all about time the fun started. Monokuma, let us begin. Yay, you got it! I've prepared a special punishment for the ultimate breeder, Gundam Tanaka. Please wait, this is just too much. Please, Monokuma, please help Gundam. Miss Sonia. Please, I beg of you. Sonia. An act as unrefined as stopping a man from going to his death does not befit a noble such as yourself. Gundam! It's fine to start for reals, right? Yes, I do not mind. However...
What is it, my four dark Devas of destruction? Are you worried about me? Oh, my feared four dark Devas of destruction. That is not like you at all. However, there is no need to fear. In this world, I am only a temporary visitor. I was simply visiting for a moment, and now that my duty is complete, I must return to the darkness. That is why, until the very end, pride, conceit, courage, insolence, fearful of nothing, daunted by nothing. Let us laugh uproariously! That is Gundam Tanaka! I shall stick with my evil until the very end! Open sesame pandemonium! I shall fill hell with true hell!
Let's give it everything we've got!
It's punishment time! No. Yep. Gundam's dying. You almost made it to the end. Gundam Tanaka, Stampede, Ultimate Breeder, Gundam Tanaka. Gundam! No, no! Even after Gundam is gone, the spirit of his pardoned words still lingered deep in our chest. Don't give up on life. Did I misunderstand what he meant? Then what's the right thing to do? I don't know. No matter how much I think about it, I don't know if I'll ever be able to answer that.
Damn it.
Damn it. I'm so pissed off, I need to throw something.
Damn it!
Y'all spent so much time worrying about each other, and thanks to that, things ended up like this. You're all full of shit, every last one of you. But the biggest piece of shit is me. Damn it, why am I so weak?
Oh.
Such a downer, clearly, but still. Even though we feel this way, we still gotta do our very best.
You are right.
This time around, we must move forward. We must continue to live and believe in our friends. If
You
not,
are right.
Gundam will most likely crawl his way out of hell, and I presume he will be very cross with us. You're right. You're right. We shouldn't just stand here. I mean, it's not like this is over. We still have to do it. We still have to finish this. For the sake of our friends who have died, we need to finish this once and for all. So, don't just stand there. Stand up and walk. Move forward. Live. If you don't, everyone who fought and died will have died in vain. We can't allow that. So how long are you guys going to stand around chattering? The class trial is over, so it's okay to hurry back to Jabberwock Island. However, the Killing School trip will proceed as usual, so make sure you know that.
Wait!
How much longer are you going to keep doing this? Seriously, how long is he going to keep doing this? How long is this going to continue? 2 more chapters. Now then. After feeling down for so long, I finally feel refreshed. Let's hurry back up and eat some food. That mood shift is too damn fast.
Like that.
Well, you know, it's like Gundam and Nekomaru said. That's what it means to live, right? She's certainly something else. But seriously, I'm starving.
Hey, hey.
Then let's go back and eat. And then we'll, after full, let's sleep as much as we want. And then let's do our best again. Uh-oh, there's not many of us left. With this, the class trial has come to an end, and once again, we return to Jabberwock Island. The size of our group has definitely diminished. But despite that, even if it was just the rest of us, we did our very best to stay upbeat and have fun together. Of course, our optimism was only superficial. But at that moment, we were able to forget about the dark despair looming before us. However, the only thing I was worried about was him. He wasn't there. He suddenly disappeared from our sight. Yep, I'm definitely lucky. I never expected to obtain so many valuable things from a simple game of Russian roulette. Thanks to that, I was able to learn the identity of our true enemy. And before everyone else, too. But it's just too funny. I mean, no one could tell that I was lying. There's no way the file had just Hajume's information.
Well,
I guess they were too busy with other matters, or maybe they've reached their limit. Regardless, I was saved. Things would get complicated if they found out. Anyway, I can't forgive this. This should never be forgiven. There's no way I can let this run loose. I'll be the one who stops this once and for all, even if it costs me my life. For the sake of hope, I cannot ignore this.
Monokuma appears!
Who summoned me?
now then.
Thanks for coming.
What's this?
Why is it lonely little Nagito? Are you all alone tonight too?
What's the matter?
So what's up? Your face looks scary. So you can tell. Perhaps you found out who the traitor is? You know me well,
Wow.
is what I'd like to say, but unfortunately I haven't learned that yet. I see, so even you don't know. Huh. Looks like the final showdown's gonna take a little more time.
Hello.
So why'd you summon me anyway? Were you finally gonna confess your love?
Hey,
I summoned you because there's something I really need to ask you. It's about the special prize from the final dead room. What about it? There was information about 16 people in the file I received. But isn't that weird?
Say what?
What's weird?
you don't even
Well, there's a
know?
traitor from the Future Foundation hiding among us, right? Including that person. The total number of students would be 16, right?
Isn't that right?
But this file contains documents that were created at Hope's Peak Academy, right? I just reused the stuff from the former headmaster, spent a lot of time making. If this file even contains information about the traitor, was that person also a former student of Hope's Peak Academy?
Who knows?
I wonder.
Hey,
Could it be... Is this your doing? Did you slip false information into the file? Were you trying to keep us from learning the traitor's identity by obtaining this information? What's wrong with that? If it's my job to heat things up, it's okay if I do something small like that, right?
well,
That's not my point.
Right.
My point is you already know who the traitor is. What's wrong with that?
You're getting all riled
You're
up.
splendidly correct when you say I knew who the traitor was all along, but even though I know who it is, why do you think I ignored it on purpose? It's just like Monomi after losing her magic stick. The traitor's existence means absolutely nothing to me. Their existence means nothing, huh?
No.
Well, that's just how I feel. I'm sure you guys feel somewhat different. After all, that person is the evil future Foundation lackey who's putting you guys through this awful stuff. That's not entirely true. I didn't really come here to fight or anything like that. Instead, I came here to offer my cooperation, you know? Cooperation?
Hey,
Your purpose is to fulfill everyone on this island with despair, right? That's why you're intentionally letting the traitor do as they please, right? If that's the case, I might be able to cooperate somewhat too.
Right.
However, in exchange, I want to know who the traitor is. Interesting, very interesting. Obviously, that's a big no-no. I want to make everyone in your group feel despair. That includes you too. Well, I knew you would say that. Besides, I just wouldn't be able to handle the sadness when you inevitably betray me later on. Just as I thought, you saw right through me.
right.
No matter what situation I find myself in, my core of thinking will never change. In order to create absolute hope that shines brightly, stepladders such as myself in despair exist. You're right, you're a true believer of hope after all. I must say, that belief reminds me of that person for some reason. Reminds you of... I don't know who you're talking about, but if someone as worthless as me reminds you of some other person, they must be extremely unlucky. But you're just as unlucky, right? I mean, the fact that you're even involved in something like this. Am I? I actually think I'm very lucky.
You don't know.
Wouldn't you say that coming across this much despair is rather an opportunity? I can't rely on anyone on this island. That's why I have to be the one who does it. If I can eliminate despair from this island, I won't be a stepladder anymore. That person, we know who that person is. It's Makoto. No, it's Kyoto Kirigiri. I'll become true hope. I'll become an existence that could even be called ultimate hope. The two of you are alike. You definitely remind me of him. Nope, it's Makoto. Hey, there's one more thing I want to ask you.
See?
Who are you waiting for on this island? Looks like I'm right again. You're definitely waiting for someone on this island. Is the person you're waiting for already on the island?
Hey,
Well, answer my question. If that's the case, if that person is already on this island, wouldn't that be exciting? Five days left. 2 chapters left, gamers. Chapter 4 is over. It's Jover. Danganronpa. Well, like and subscribe, YouTube Let's Play, as always. Obtained the present. You've obtained the Hellhound Earring. Oh my god. Save my progress? Of course.